Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my hope and prayer that this video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm doing well, and the weather in Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from. William Ruto was a very angry man this week. He was bitter. And the fact of the matter is that William Ruto was actually justified to be angry because he had a very tight schedule. William Ruto spent 3 good days in Western Kenya this week. Another 2 good days in Kisii this week. And the schedule was so tight that William Ruto, in my view, just wanted to go address rallies and leave. But here the deputy president would go to a place and find aspirants competing, sponsoring youths to heckle. So he was very angry and very bitter, and he had to shut up some youths. So William Ruto had a very busy week. I want us to focus on his tour of Nyanza, because he was in Western Kenya, Nyanza for 2 days, and I think he was also in Nairobi yesterday, or maybe the mountain. According to the program which William Ruto shared on Wednesday, he was supposed to be in Nyamira, Nyaribari, Masaba, Bomachoge Chache, and then Kuria West. I just wanted to pay close attention to that. On Thursday, William Ruto was supposed to be in Kuria East, Nyamira, then Kitutu, Chache North, and then South Mugirango mega rally. That was a very tight schedule. And if you study the schedule, Nyanza was not covered in that particular schedule. And again, if you look at his program for Western Kenya, it was also designed strategically, which means at this point in time, there are specific things which William Ruto is actually looking for in his rallies. I want us to do a critical analysis of that tour, 2-day tour of William Ruto in Nyanza. Why do you think, for example, William Ruto left out Luo Nyanza? In my view, I think William Ruto has realized that Luo Nyanza has already decided. So there's nothing much he can do to change that. Number 2, I also think that he didn't want to waste his time and resources going to a place where he will not get votes. Maybe he's planning other time, but at this moment, he didn't see the need. But let us focus on his tour of Kisii, of Nyamira, and of the Kuria constituencies in Nyanza, in Migori specifically. So why do you think William Ruto spent all those days in Nyanza? Because the schedule was so tight, and the deputy president managed to cover all of them. Why do you think? What do you think was the objective of his Nyanza tour? Before we get into all those details, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us go straight to the point. Why do you think William Ruto is focusing on the 2 counties of Kisii, of the Gusii, that is the Kisii County and Nyamira County, and then not going into Nyanza, but identifying 2 constituencies? Why do you think he's doing that? He's doing that because of the following reason. Number 1, for one to be declared the president of the Republic of Kenya, the first thing they must do is that they must get at least 25% of the votes cast in more than half of the counties. So which means before you can be declared the next president of the Republic of Kenya, nationally, you must have 25% in 24 counties. William Ruto is contesting on the platform of Jubilee in the last election. He was guided by how Jubilee performed in the last election. But William Ruto is realizing that a lot of things are changing, that in some counties where he was sure of getting the 25%, things are changing. In fact, if you look at Jubilee performance in the last election, Kisii and Nyamira counties voted overwhelmingly for President Uhuru Kenyatta. Those are facts we are not denying. But this time around, things are changing. So you'd want a situation where at least those two counties, he gets 25%. So that even if his projections in one or two other counties will not succeed, then at least he has 25% in the two. So which will help him add to his tally. That's number one. Number two, I think because Raila Odinga is gaining in the mountain, William Ruto has decided that for him to succeed, he must also penetrate other regions which has always voted for Raila. One such region is Kisii and Korea. He's looking at the numbers that there's a chance here. Remember, in 2017, there is high chances that the votes in Nyamira and Kisii were actually inflated, and that's the fact. So the deputy president thinks that because Raila is gaining in the mountain, how can he cover? How can he recover? Because William Ruto's bid was actually pegged on Western. On the mountain. If William Ruto was so sure of winning the mountain today, I don't think he would waste his time and energy and resources covering 2 days in Luhya Nation and another 2 days in Nyanza. So I think because Raila Odinga has gained tremendously in the mountain, he must look for ways of covering for the losses, because any gain by Raila Odinga in the larger Mount Kenya is actually a loss for the deputy president. So that number three, the deputy president is also keen on sustaining or maintaining their 2017 record as Jubilee, because he's using that as a template. William Ruto has sat down, then figured out that this is how we performed in Jubilee. And our expectations is that if we retain this, then we only need to add here and there to defeat Raila. But if you look at Kisii and Nyamira and how they voted in the last election, Kisii County voted 55% in favor of Raila Odinga. Just pay attention. 55% voted for Raila Odinga in Kisii. In the same county of Kisii, 43% voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta. What does that mean? It simply means that Kisii did not have a problem with President Uhuru Kenyatta, or Uhuru Kenyatta and his government did something in Kisii. When you go to Nyamira, I know most of you don't know or don't believe. Well, Uhuru Kenyatta actually won in Nyamira. Jubilee had 52% of the votes, while Raila Odinga had only 46. And from all indications, it is clear that William Ruto is losing some of those votes. In Nyamira, there is no way William Ruto is going to defeat Raila Odinga in this election. Raila is going to defeat him. In Kisii, there is no way he's going to defeat Raila Odinga. But he's looking at maintaining those records. So for him, going there to talk to people, try to convince them to remain, is his number one priority. In Migori, for example, if you total all the Korea and other votes, Raila had for 83%. Uhuru and Ruto had only 14%. So for him, for William Ruto, is looking at it from this perspective, that if he can comp the Korea votes, then he would be sorted. Number four, I also tend to think that one of the main reasons why William Ruto went to Kisii and Korea is because he wants to thwart any attempt by Raila Odinga to lock Nyanza. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is praying that Raila Odinga is isolated as a Nyanza leader. He has tried all possible means to isolate Raila Odinga from the rest of Kenya. It has not worked. So the only thing for him now is to try and thwart any attempt by Raila Odinga to consolidate Nyanza, because Raila Odinga had intended to actually go into this election with a united Nyanza voting bloc. That is what William Ruto is trying to thwart. He wants to isolate Kisii and Nyamira, then go to Migori, then isolate Kuria from Nyanza. And lastly, I also tend to think that William Ruto wants to project a national image. So he goes to Kisii, hugely mobilized, crowd, massive. Then that national image, once he has it, then he can use it to persuade voters, because politics is a game of perception. Those who are watching that particular trip would agree that the mobilization was top-notch. So those alone is enough to persuade a few individuals to vote for William Samoei Arap Ruto and Kenya Kwanza. But where is Musalia Mudavadi, by the way? Where is Musalia Mudavadi? And also the issue of Mike Sonko. So many guys on this platform are asking me about my take on Mike Sonko after my previous video. The truth of the matter is that Mike Sonko and politics is now a done deal. Supreme Court is the highest court in the land. Once they pronounce itself on a matter, that's the end of story. So Mike Sonko cannot even be elected an MCA. Mike Sonko cannot be appointed to any government position. But what next for him? If you have a rough idea, please let me read in the comment section. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.